Up until I started to play tennis well, I used to have a dream. Every time I went to the Madrigal, I would have a dream about being a footballer. Like when I was a kid, I would have liked to have played football well, but I couldn't do both.
Roberto Bautista is currently Spain's second-best tennis player, ranked 14th in the world. However, he could also have made history in the world of football.
When I was young, I even played more football than tennis. My love of football came from my dad because he used to play. I joined the club due to my having had a good season for a small side in Castellón. I scored a lot of goals, and I was one of the best players in that league. Villarreal called me up 10 days before to go with them to a youth tournament. It was the first time Villarreal had gone to that tournament, and just 10 days before I had my trial and went there. It was a really good experience, but it was tough at the same time because I didn't know anyone and it was a national tournament. I spent 3 years at Villarreal. I started very strong going to that youth tournament. The following year I had a really good season with the under-12s. It's true that for the team we had in the Castellón region, we lacked a bit of competitiveness in the league. Unfortunately, that season I was in the under-12s, we had a great team, and Fernando Roig asked for an invitation to go to this youth tournament, but he was turned down. As a result of that great season, the next year I was moved up to play on full-size pitches with players a year older than me. They were players with whom I'd trained 2 years before at the tournament. That was the biggest change for me. I went from players who'd spent a year and a half on big pitches. They were the same size as me, and then all of a sudden they were bigger. It was tough. 6 months in, I decided to hang up my boots and switch permanently to tennis. My parents and I didn't really know much about tennis. The hard part of any sport is starting out, but much more so in tennis. You're 14 or 15 years old and traveling for 20 to 25 weeks a year. I was alone for a lot of the time. I didn't have players in Castellón at the same level. I was by myself. I wasn't really aware of the financial sacrifices my parents were making.
Despite leaving his playing days behind him, Roberto continues to have a connection to football and to Villarreal.
I'm here at the Endavant Foundation, where the people at the foundation do their great job of supporting grassroots sport in Castellón. I have an agreement with them to use the club's medical services. That created a strong connection with the club, the doctors and the physios. Villarreal are always fighting for European spots and have even done well in the Champions League. They had a good chance in the Europa League recently. I think they're doing very well. They've got a good group every year with good players. I'm sure they'll be successful. I can see that they're doing a great job. They're a club who are amongst the big sides in LaLiga and in Europe. I think they're very settled and they're doing things from the foundation level. There are always good and bad moments, even in a single season. Sometimes football is a sport with streaks. I think that in the end, Villarreal, who do good work, will be a consistent team and finish in the same positions more or less every year.
Roberto Bautista is a tennis sensation who represents the Yellow Submarine around the world.
I go to the Madrigal whenever I can. I watch the team whenever possible and enjoy football.